Hello everybody, welcome back to another video with Cat about Rage of the Legends. Today we're playing with demons. Sounds like a normal day to me. Today we're continuing the RSL Basics video series. We are talking about the Demon Lord. So Demon Lord, also known as the clan boss, is a major source of resources for the game and a good place to get potions and artifacts and sometimes skill tomes and even shards. So it's a place that you want to spend some time. I also like it because it's kind of an idle part of the game. I can just hit a clan boss battle going and leave it there. It'll go for like 10 minutes and I can go unload my dishwasher or pet my cats or do whatever I want in the meantime. So it's honestly one of my favorite parts of the game because I don't have to think about it that much and I get some good daily resources from it. So before we get into that, starting your account is always a lot easier if you start with a link in the description, because with mine you'll get Legendary Corrado Fox Hunter, then you'll get Yugo once you hit level 10, Lady Annabelle once you hit level 20, and then Fane, who is going to be a helpful attack champion to work alongside your other buddies. You're going to start with 1 legendary champion and 3 epics just from my link in the description, but then if you use the promo code Monkey King, you get my favorite champion, the champion I started with a promo code. That is Sun Wukong. Hugely important. Great in the beginning, great in the middle, great in endgame. He is good all the way through. Super helpful, crazy amount of damage dealer, and he revives himself. He just handles himself like a boss. Fabulous champion. Plus the Lemonisi Goldwing login event has already started, so you still have time to jump into the game, get started with that, and get a legendary Sylvan Watch champion, which is a faction that doesn't get a lot of love. So I'm happy to see that they're bringing her in. So clan boss we're going to find in the battle section. I'm hoping you know that by now. But the clan boss, you're going to need a clan in order to do this. So if you haven't done that, I have a video that will pop up in the top corner that will explain to you my methods for getting into a clan, creating a clan, and everything that comes with a clan. So start there first before you start going into clan boss. You're going to need a clan in order to unlock this stuff, so start there and then come back to this video. Right now we're just going to start only with Demon Lord. The goal with all of the clan bosses, but especially today, is to do as much damage as possible for as long as you can. You want to be able to take as many turns as possible and do as much damage as possible. You don't really have a set amount of time. You don't have a maximum number of turns. What will happen though is the Demon Lord will start getting harder and harder and harder and harder as the turns go through. So we're going to do an example battle in here, but what I want to show you is starting from the 10th turn, the damage inflicted by all skills increases, and then it's going to start accumulating and getting worse over time. 20th turn, things start getting really out of control. 50th turn, they're going to ignore all block damage and unkillable buffs, and it's just going to get insane. So even though there's no time limit or turn limit, things are going to get really insane really quick. As you go through, the more damage you can do, the better your rewards are going to be. So each section so we have several difficulties for clan boss: easy, normal, hard, brutal, nightmare, and ultra nightmare. Right now where I'm at, I can use 2 keys and get to the maximum chest on nightmare. So I'm doing pretty good. What that means for me is I'm getting any one of these. You get 4 of these items. So I can get some legendary artifacts, some epic artifacts, skill tomes, which you always need, lots of shards. I just got an ancient shard today. And plenty of potions, gems, silver, all that good stuff. So it's a good source of the resources that you need all of the time. And those are also resources that will help improve your account. So that's why you want to be doing as much damage as possible. And as you get further up, some of these drops get even better and better, as you can see. That's your incentive for doing as much damage as possible and moving on up in difficulty. So the keys will refresh every 6 hours. So you can do up to 4 battles per day. I usually do 2 to 3, depending on how early I start my day. Right now it's almost noon and I haven't done this, so I think I'm only going to be able to do 3 battles today, and that's okay. Sometimes I only do 2. Not a big deal. But here are the champions that you want to use and keep in mind. I'm going to show you who I have. This is my current team that I'm working with, but I'm going to kind of explain some early game equivalents that will help you a lot. So This guy right here, the one who looks like he's in a cage of his own brain, that's Theodore. His main method of damage is through poison. So that's something he applies to the Demon Lord, and every time the Demon Lord takes a turn, the Demon Lord takes damage. So your early game equivalent I would recommend would be using the starter champion Kale. If you didn't start your account with Kale, it's going to be a little bit trickier, but it's helpful to have champions that apply poison and HP burn, because even if the Demon Lord takes out your champions, there's still that damage that stacks up on him, and that will compound and just do a big chunk of damage on him as he takes his turn. So that's super helpful. You also want other champions that can do a good amount of damage. So for me, I have Alice in here. She is a huge damage dealer. What I recommend for early accounts is Sun Wukong, because one, he does a crazy amount of damage. He was my main damage dealer until I got Geomancer. Yugo, I recommend having as both a healer, disruptive against him. She will decrease his defense, make it easier for you to do more damage. And Yugo also has like a Hail Mary revive. So she can, if she's the last champion standing, her A3 will revive the rest of the team. So it's really specific how that works, but it's nice to have a reviving champion. In my case, that would be Duchess Lilitu. She's got a full champion revive. She's got a lot of mechanics that will take damage away from everybody else and divert them to her, and then I just have her built as a tank. So you want to have a couple champions that will heal and or revive. You want to have a couple damage dealers. Currently, the way I'm working it is I have 3 champions for damage and 2 for healing, and that gives you the 5. So I'm going to walk us through a battle. We're going to run it on auto, since this is how I always do it. And right off the bat, you see this guy is just grody. He's nasty.
He's fuck ugly.
So you'll see that my clan has already worked their way through this. Like, this Demon Lord has already been defeated, which means we get double the chest of whatever damage threshold you get to. So you can still battle them after your clan has completed it. You saw that it was purple on the other screen. You can still go in and go after him. So like I said, Demon Lord's damage is going to ramp up over time. So the more turns he takes, the more his blows are going to do. So he's got some attacks that will that'll attack everybody, the AoEs. He's got some that will just focus on one champion entirely. So like that, how he went straight after Geomancer. And see, that was one where he just went after everybody. So you see, he's not really doing a lot of damage right now, but just give him some time. Once we get past the 10 turn and 20 turn threshold, it's going to start ramping up quite a bit. The other thing that's difficult here is that any turn meter effects, so trying to reduce his turn meter, which is the yellow bar underneath his health bar, underneath all character health bars, that is not going to affect him, and neither will a decreased speed debuff. So there's basically no point. So what you want to do instead is have champions who will boost your champion's turn meter, your team's turn meter, and boost their speed. So you see that we have that on everybody right now, and that is thanks to Theodore. So once you can get a champion that can do that, it's incredibly helpful. These are just things to keep in mind as you go through it. You can start out with one team and then swap in champions that do the same thing or do the same thing better. And you can, over time, build up on your ability to do more damage and start building up in difficulty and getting to those higher chests. I recommend doing whatever difficulty you can get the highest chest on. Some of you may want to go as high as the difficulty as possible and only get, I could still do the first or second chest. I recommend just dropping down and going to a place where you can get to the highest possible reward chest as consistently as possible. I was doing Ultra Nightmare for a while, and that's fine, but I've shifted back into the Nightmare because I realized that I can get a lot of these same, I can get a lot of shards and still some really good artifacts and potions, and I don't have to use nearly as many keys. So I knew that it was impossible for me to be getting to that final chest in Ultra Nightmare mode, so I just dropped down one, went to Nightmare, and I've been getting a lot of skill tomes and a lot of shards since then. So it's okay to drop down and just go with what works best for you. I talk about it in my clan video, but it's important to find a clan that's on a similar level to you or has enough players that can do what they want to do in the meantime. So you'll see instances like that where he does a big burst of attacks. So that was like 2 or 3 hits, against the entire team in one shot. So it's helpful if you have a champion that can apply decrease attack. And I don't remember where he gets that from. It might be probably from Rio. But having a champion that can decrease his attack means that your champions are going to take less damage, and it's going to be easier for them to keep going. You'll notice that between Rio and Lilitu, that they have shields. They've been pretty much healed. You'll see that they'll eventually get revived by Lilitu. And even Rio herself places quite a lot of debuffs. So I think that's from her. She has a defense down, which is helpful. We do more damage. We have a weaken. Again, more damage. She also places HP burn, so when he takes his turn, it's going to be a big chunk of damage that you'll see. You just saw all of those. Those were all from all of our nasties. Our poison, oh, see? And then Theodore puts the poison and poison sensitivity, and that poison sensitivity means that it's going to do, those poisons are going to do a little bit more damage over time. All we are concentrating on is damage, damage, damage. So now you can see we're in turn 25. His hits are really starting to hit. That's why you have healers. That's why you have revivers. That's why you have champions who can kind of strengthen themselves. Because those big bursts are going to be a big pain. So we're going to let this run its course, and I will see you guys once we have lost. Because you're not going to win. That's the other thing to keep in mind with Demon Lord and the clan bosses. You're not going to beat them. You're just eventually going to lose all of your champions, and then you're done. So I will see you once everyone has died. As a quick note, I do want to show you guys a feature that came out with the newest update. You go to info, up here to chest rewards, you can see where you currently are in the damage thresholds. So I can see most of the time my goal is going to be at the very edge of the second chest, because that means by the time I get to that I should be able to make enough damage to get to the final chest. So it looks like I'm doing just good. So you now have a way to check and see, have I done, how much damage have I done? Am I going to be able to get there? Might be able to get to, we got to actually, just in that time, we got to Grandmaster chest, but perfect timing. All right, so that took us about 8 minutes and 20 seconds total. A little over 26 million damage, which means I was in the third chest, so we're doing really good in Nightmare mode. So I have an option here to replay it, use another key, or edit the team, but I'm going to cut off the video there. So that is my guide to you on the Demon Lord clan boss. If you have any questions, please comment down below. If you are a later game player and and have some advice for newer game players, please comment that as well. It's super helpful. So this can be a guide for all new players when they come in, checking out Demon Lord, trying to figure out what to do. Don't forget, if you haven't already, come get Corrado Fox Hunter. He's waiting for you. He's very patient, but he's still waiting. Hugo once you hit level 10. Lady Annabelle once you hit level 20. And Fane once you hit level 30. She would be a good to have as another big damage dealer. And don't forget to use the promo code Monkey King. Get Sun Wukong, your big helpful damage dealer for clan boss. Good way of getting through. He was a main part of my team until I got Geomancer, but that's everything I have. Thank you guys again for being here. Let me know if you have comments, and I will try to answer them as soon as I can. Otherwise, thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.